Do it for you, boo.
Hey, thanks, man. All right, you guys ready?
Now I am.
My ears ringing after that. Okay. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Cauldron of Weird podcast. This is episode 5. Oh my god, dude, 5 all in one hand. Thank you for listening, everyone. This is I am your host for this podcast right here. I am Chug your Whiteclaws while I walk in the room, Chris. And to my immediate right here, this is Mr. Steal Your Girl, Corey.
Squirrel?
Or Squirrel. Mr.
Girl?
Hold on.
Am I Gru now? It says like, I'm going to steal your girl.
Oh, Goyle. Mr. Steal Your Girl, Corey.
Whose girl am I stealing, by the way?
That's when you go hi.
Hi. That's me.
And Mr. Girl of Steel, Tyler.
Hi. How's it going?
I've been thinking all day on that joke right there, and it crushed it. Perfect.
Nailed it.
Definitely didn't stutter at all.
I know. I was like, I could.
Sounded
It's all those White Claws I'm drinking, man. You know, I mean, it's more Trulies, but yeah,
I'm disappointed in
Why?
you.
Why am I now picturing Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit say, "Ain't no laws drinking claws, yeah"?
Because that's probably something he would say.
Well, he's sitting in a
Fred
back
Durst, my guy,
a back office with his feet up on the table, leaning back
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
with his sunglasses on.
So thank you everyone for listening and for watching. Definitely check us out on Spotify and iTunes and where you kind of consume your podcasts. We've been having a good time doing these, and we're gonna keep that gravy train rolling, aren't we? And I'm pretty sure I've used that joke before in the past, but I love me some good gravy,
Okay.
especially KFC gravy, which is weird because I haven't been to KFC in like 2 years. So there you go.
Did you see they introduced chicken fried bacon?
What?
Yeah.
They did.
I was like, that is aggressively American.
So here we go.
They
You
also
ready
have
for
a
this?
Cheetos sandwich.
So this is great for our opening segment of Freakin' and Geekin'. Boom.
Whoa.
Insert sick graphic, right? I don't know, man.
I mean, that's on you. You're the one that edits this.
That's a great point. I have no one to blame but myself. So go ahead and give me something. What are you guys freaking about? What are you guys geeking about?
Yeah, core.
So what am I geeking about? I'm geeking that for the first time in 12 years, Tyler and I actually just went and saw Iron Maiden.
Dude, oh my God.
In
It
Cincinnati.
was a hell of a show.
Oh my God, what a show. What a show. That was so good. That was the best concert I've been to this year.
Yeah?
Far and away. And I saw
Oh.
Queen 2 days prior to that. So,
It's true.
woo. And I rediscovered my love for Billy Joel on the way back.
Ooh.
So,
It's true. He
nice.
did do that too.
Yes.
Dude,
So-
that sounds
At
awesome.
1 in the morning.
So what was that? That was.
And
I
you
was
can
geeking.
combine them together. Whatever.
And
Whatever.
What am I freaking about? What am I freaking about?
It could be a positive or a negative freak.
If it can be a negative freak.
Oh
Yeah,
boy,
sure.
You just opened Pandora's box.
He goes, where to begin? As he opens his little black book. Let's see here.
Chapter
Who's
1.
wronged me?
Who has wronged me today?
Can I use the thing that I just told you beforehand?
Yeah, sure, man.
Okay, so what freaked me out today, so this is literally I was freaking about this because I didn't know how to react, was I work in a hospital, in an outpatient clinic, and I was at lunch eating in the cafeteria, as one does, and this older woman sees something on the news and looks at me and goes, "Why are all these white boys shooting places up?" As if I'm the spokesperson for all white angry people now. It's like, wait a minute. What? Excuse me?
Like I said, the crazy part is you're really not even white, which is the funny part.
Syrian, man. I'm Syrian. Mostly Syrian. And then I've got Italian in me as well. So I'm like, I'm a nice tan.
Which is weird because I'm probably darker than you are right
Dude,
now.
I'm an indoor dog, though.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
I
That's
don't-
fair. That's fair.
I'm an indoor dog. I do not like the outdoors. I enjoy my video games. I enjoy watching sports. But I'm not a fan of doing things outside.
Fair enough.
Not my thing. I did it for years. I played outdoor hockey.
There you go.
Nope, not a fan. Especially in summer. I hate summer.
Oh, I know, right?
So hot. In Ohio, it's humid. It's disgusting. I made this referenced earlier. It's like walking through a bowl of warm ketchup. Gross.
How about that?
All right, Tyler, it's your turn. I'm done ranting.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
He's not.
That's not at all true.
Oh
We'll get to
man,
it.
should I save the Marvel thing for later?
Whatever you want to, man.
Well, it's currently Friday, and
It's as we all know,
Yeah.
it's Rebecca Black Day. Yes, obviously.
and D23
The
D23 is
look
going
at Corey's face when he just goes, "Did you just pull that old meme out of your ass?" And I go, "Yes, I did."
He's mad at me.
Everybody's Russian.
It's Friday. Friday.
You know, when I started at the hospital I work at, Fridays were dead days. Like we would have like, I don't know, maybe 80 patients between 4 registrars. So, you know, you were doing nothing for the majority of 8 hours. And at some point, one of my coworkers would play that song every Friday, and I was just
For
like,
about, I'm not joking, for about 3 years, that was my ringer for on Friday morning to wake me up for work.
because
My wife immediately put up with it for like 3 years, and she goes, "This has to end." She's like, "I've been patient enough. This has to end." It's either Rebecca Black or me. Can I think about it?
Okay, let's be real for a second, because nothing gets me ready for the day like unbridled rage.
Kind of.
That's what I have for breakfast every day.
Of Ragios. That's a nice healthy bowl of Ragios.
Yep.
Love it.
Anyway, so D23 is going on,
Yep.
and Marvel just did their whole thing. They announced 3 more television shows as if they didn't have enough already going on.
She-Hulk, I saw She-Hulk.
Yep, She-Hulk's happening, so that's kind of cool.
I'm surprised it's been this late to the game.
Before She-Hulk showed
Yeah.
up. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I guess Ms. Marvel's getting her own show, so that's cool. And then the big one that I kind of saw, and then everyone was like, "What?" is Moon Knight's getting a show.
Who?
Moon Knight.
It's like Marvel's Batman.
Yeah,
but
except he's like
worse.
all white.
Yeah.
He wears like all white costume. Yeah, it's
And he's
kind of
got a-
weird
Yeah, it's weird. He has claws for some reason. No one's really sure why.
because he's Moon Knight.
But everyone's like, "Oh, Moon Knight," and then you ask somebody, you're like, "Oh yeah, what do you know about him?" And they're like, "Nothing."
I'm not even gonna pretend I know nothing about this dude.
So
I'll take the real one. I'll take the Batman.
I'll take Batman for 900.
We kill.
Adam West. I'll take the Batman.
Anyway, also, I
the
guess
Batman.
earlier this week, the Joker movie got its official rating as hard R for disturbing images.
I love it. The one with Joaquin Phoenix.
Awesome.
Yeah, it got rated R. Maybe not a hard R, but it got rated R for disturbing sequences and
I can't wait.
extreme violence.
I can't wait.
Just remember, this Joker was turned into the Joker because of society.
And also remember, parents, I'm looking at you. Do not bring your kids to this. I don't want to see them. I don't want to hear them.
There's gonna be kids. There's gonna be 10-year-olds.
I'm throwing you out.
I'm gonna be that social justice warrior right
I'm gonna
there.
throw
For the
I'm
adults.
gonna throw a stapler at every parent I see bringing a kid into those movies.
So Tyler's new phrase now is not Saturdays for the boys; it's Saturdays for the adults.
Exactly.
Okay,
Keep your
fair.
kids at home.
That's fair.
Nobody wants to see them,
Neat. Is that your freaking and geeking?
I guess.
Cool.
If I think of more, I'll just spat it out.
There we go. So kind of what I'm freaking about is I saw this really wild video, and this guy was as a tattoo artist in England, and basically he had opened up this art studio, and his whole shtick was, if you come into this art studio, you get a free tattoo.
Okay.
Okay, free tattoo.
But
You do not know what it is, nor can you even see what it is until it is completed. You literally stick your arm into a hole and wait until it's complete, and then you pull it out and see it. Now, this guy is like very famous, a renowned artist in the England area, and people. I mean, there were like hundreds of people lined up to do this right here, and like people were getting them like on their forearms and stuff like that, like very visible spots right there, and some of them were pretty cool. No one cried, which I would have thought would have been hilarious if someone was going, "Oh, I mean, that's cool, I guess. But I just thought it was really neat, like what we consider art. You know, like, you know, art can be multifaceted. Art can be almost anything.
Well,
but
tattoos are definitely a type of art, though.
You
need to be
we both got tattoos and everything too, and
you can't see any of mine, but they are it has the this one.
There you go.
There.
See, and
for the people watching, you can see my Star Wars one.
I'm just pasty.
Yeah, but I just
you some ink, white boy.
No.
Paint that.
We're gonna be
canvas.
drinking some claws, and then we're going down to the parlor.
Get some ink on that canvas, boy.
But I just thought it was just really cool, like just different ways to express art. It's something that is so impactful, I guess, of getting something on your body right there that has meaning. You might draw meaning from that experience, you know? It makes a pretty fucking cool story. So,
would you believe I have 10 tattoos now?
do you really? Am I considered to have 2?
I don't know. Well, you have the Coheed and Cambria one, right?
Yeah, I got the Coheed, and then I've got my owl tree thing.
Yeah, that'd be 2.
Okay. It's a very big 2.
Yeah.
Very big 2.
I have 10. The biggest ones are, well, this one, because it goes from my sternum to the top of my shoulder.
Yeah.
And then on my calves are the other 2 really big ones. Most of the other ones aren't very big, but I feel like I'm going to either start my shins next, or I'm going to start working on my right sleeve.
I think it would look pretty cool.
Not my right sleeve, but left sleeve. The one.
I see what you're saying.
The one that's going to be the Edgar Allan Poe themed one.
Is it going to be Edgar Allan Poe's face or head on there, and then underneath it is that thing's like trying to strangle a pumpkin?
No.
Okay.
It's going to. So I have.
That was a Venture Brothers joke, by the way.
I haven't watched the show in years.
Oh
so,
my god.
So basically, I have a mechanical heart here.
Yeah.
If you know what that is, and shut up. I know you know, but if you know what that is, cool. But I'm gonna add gear work that's gonna go up the shoulder.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna start into the pendulum at the top of my arm, and then as we go, we're just gonna add like more bits and pieces of like his stories.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna save the Raven for probably my forearm.
Make sure you get the Red Death.
Maybe we'll see. It's all dependent on what we can incorporate and if I'm gonna do color or not. So.
Tight. I guess what I'm geeking about is that there are going to be some new classes in Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Yeah, which is really cool. So one of these guys, there's going to be a new class that they have been play testing. I'm trying to think, what was it called? It was basically a guy that can basically does such crazy magic, but it looks like mechanical magic. So like really crazy inventions that are magic in nature. So like a good example would be like you can create like a little spider that would heal your wounds. So it's like that you created magic to create this thing, but it's mechanical in nature. And I think it's called Artifice. And it just like had some really cool stuff. Like another one would be like I can make little pouches, okay, that each one of us carry. And whatever we put into that pouch, all of us have access to. So yeah, so if I put like a note or something in my pouch, you could then pull that note out right there and be within 100 miles and you can pull it out. So it was just really cool stuff. Like me and Bryant and a bunch of our friends were big into D&D, and so there was just some really cool stuff. They were play testing some new stuff for like a monk and play testing some new things for barbarians. I know Corey's very excited about this. I can see it in his face.
You know, but I've had so many people try and get me into it. I'm just not into it. It
just opened up some really cool like role playing stuff right there. And basically everything's like an anime now in D&D. Basically the possibilities is like everything can be an anime.
When the bard tries to screw somebody. Nani?
That's pretty much what a bard is. So yeah.
I've been told.
So there's a lot of stuff we're freaking and geeking about, but that's what we're kind of going on right now. So go ahead and get your
my little rant out of the way.
Get it going, man.
Okay, so I have this coworker. He works in the spine clinic in our building, and he really irked me with something he said about heavy metal. Now, there was a study done for context about how sound affects certain things. And he did water, is how it affected water and the formation of crystals. Now, our bodies are made of 70% water, so the logical theory is that, you know, since this has different effects on the way the crystals are formed, it would have different effects on us internally. Okay, that's the theory. So when you played someone said, and what he said was that when they spoke nicely to it, or when they played softer music like classical music, or when they played gospel music, that when they would then freeze it right afterwards, it would form perfect crystals. But when they would speak like negatively or shout at it or play aggressive music, it would form very non-perfect crystals.
I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. Like kind of that stuff, yeah.
It didn't say sad crystals. We haven't gotten there.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, he's like, and he made the case to me, is like, all this heavy metal. This was the day before I was going to go see Iron Maiden. Now, granted, I've been waiting over a decade to see them again. I was super excited, and, you know, I had just seen Queen, and, like, he was like,
I'm feeling pretty good.
And he's like, you know, you got your the water inside of you, right? Go and see Queen, but now you're gonna mess it all up. Listen to Iron Maiden. I'm like, now you hold the hell on for a second.
That sounds like someone who literally says, "You got the bad blood in you. Let's get them leeches on. You got demons and you got demons in your blood."
Well, he saw one of my Black Craft shirts one time. He wasn't too thrilled about that.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, maybe he should mind his own business.
Oh, that's pretty much what I said. He's like, what, devil worship? I was like, well, you can't worship something you don't believe in. So
that's a great comeback.
Or no, it was my Behemoth shirt.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
Nurgle's my guy.
He is my guy. But like, that really irked me. It's just like, now hold on, you literally know nothing about Iron Maiden. You know nothing about their music. And this literally drove me up the wall. Think of the one song they played at that show, Tyler, Sign of the Cross. That song is about standing with God and facing the adversity in front of you.
Right.
You know, there's a line in the song. It's just like, why is it God is protecting me even when I don't deserve it? You know, oh God, what's the next line? But the line after that is they would call it a penance. I blanked on the line, but like still, like, there's positive messages in Iron Maiden's music. There's positive messages all over heavy metal.
Sure.
It's just like, you know, just because you can't hear the meaning doesn't mean it isn't there.
Well, I think with a lot of people, it's just a very binary way of thinking. It's like it's either good music or bad music. It's either there's a good message or a negative message. It's either positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement. And then sometimes not the case. It could be sometimes that there's nothing wrong with a song saying that you can put yourself out of your own situation. You can take control of your life. You know, here's what you need to do to live a better life. Now, whether that's through a god or through your self-motivation or whatever, that's not a bad song. That is not a devil worship song right there. Because we've listened to a ton of music that is very about like sacrificing and giving your soul to a devil, you know, or a creature of darkness.
For sure.
But that doesn't necessarily mean you're listening to a metal song or even a death metal song and that's what it's about. Yeah.
I mean, if you stick with Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast is about a guy getting taken down to hell, being horrified by what he's seeing, and then he's saying that I need to go warn God about this, that the devil is up to something, you know? Like, and I mean, or there's songs, or on the opposite side of that spectrum, let's look at Trigger Within. You know? Oh gosh, it was the first song we did of his. Tyler, it's your Traffic song. What's it called?
Oh no, I can't remember, but I know that the chorus was "Move, bitch,
move, motherfucker,
get out of the way."
Hold on. I need to. Oh, that's Billy Joel. I need to look this up. But it's like that's on the opposite end of the spectrum, where it's like this dude is saying, "I'm going to kill you," like. there's songs that are really pleasant and happy with pop, but there's also songs in pop that are not happy.
Well, I mean, think of like there's a number of like mainstream songs that are very much about
A Time to Kill.
Yes.
Okay.
That's okay, yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't remember that.
So there's plenty of I will say mainstream songs or pop songs that are very much about like taking your life and basically wallowing in your own sadness and stuff like a lot of like negatively impacting you much more than a metal song probably ever would. Again, it's not about the delivery of the message. It is the context of that message. And I think that's what people get there. So kind of on a similar point, I was looking up, I read a whole bunch of articles of, things that I kind of would be kind of fascinating. So, excuse me. There was an interesting thing that this loudersound.com, and they talk about like death gospel is kind of something that has been starting to kind of catch a little bit of ways. I know my dog is a goof and he gets in it. Hey, are you stuck? Yeah, you're stuck.
Dog got stuck in the currents.
Shepherd Huskies are supposed to be pretty smart. He's a doggo.
You did it.
Yeah, you did it.
did
Good job,
it.
bud. But no, like one of the things they were talking about was like death gospel. Is that sometimes it'll be like maybe a positive message, but just in a median that is maybe more to the liking that someone likes. Yeah, I know. Hi.
Hi.
You see, what's that? Mommy's at work, so I had to watch you, huh? And you're being a little terror. Yeah, you are.
Hi, dog.
Yep. So that's kind of like the point. Sometimes if you just take it as, well, it's a heavy song, therefore it's a evil song.
Well, that's just stupid.
That's silly. That's
right. Well,
that's like saying the color red is going to turn you into a bad person.
I love
red is aggressive, so you're going to be aggressive because you wear red. Like, shut up, you old hag. Like, I mean, that's like an old wives' tale.
Yeah.
It really is. And so I literally think less of a person when someone just goes like, hey, listen to that devil music right there. Or anything like that. It's like what you say has no basis and no understanding at all. It's
right.
being...
I mean, how many...
It's being completely ignorant. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Right. I feel like that's the part that irks me the most is they're saying there's like they're making a definitive statement on my character because I listen to a type of music. It's like, now listen, I am no fan of country music. Do I think every person that listens to country music is a gleaming, glaring redneck?
Deep down inside, yes. But no, I know.
Obviously not. I don't like country for various reasons, but I don't think everyone that listens to country is a glaring redneck because I know better than that because I know people that aren't rednecks.
Well, you
that
could speak from a stance that my style of music has been attacked. It's like, so you can kind of understand a little bit when someone kind of attacks them. So,
right.
Yeah, I can get
it's like, does everyone who listens to rap want to be ghetto? No. Obviously not. It's like,
they could have something that they like about it. Either, something may remind them of when they were younger, or maybe there's a certain like beat or drop or something like that they kind of just be like, yeah, dude. Yeah. People have different wants and needs when it comes to music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no music is going to be for everyone, and that's, I feel like that's the thing that's like people need to learn how to respect is that my tastes are different from yours.
Mm-hmm. Mine's a little more of a carne asada, and yours is like cat shit, so it's okay. So let's get into the real reason that we're all here today. But after we do that, a quick word from
Eargasm Earplugs. Now, we focus a lot on music and concerts on this channel, and I use Eargasm Earplugs to protect my hearing, not just because they sponsor us, but because I am a fan of the product. They're very high quality earplugs. They let in so much of the sound. They knock down the decibel rating by about 20 to 21 decibels, which is really good because a concert can cause a lot of hearing damage. So, protect your ears and your hearing with Eargasm Earplugs. Check the link below if you're on YouTube. Check the link somewhere. I don't know where it would go on any of these podcasts.
Everywhere. Go everywhere.
use our link, helps out the channel, and it helps out you, so you don't have to buy $5,000 earplugs. Unless Bernie Sanders gets his way. Then you don't have to buy anything.
Perfectly said right there. And back to our show.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's.
What we need is for people to have their eargasm earplugs for free. Protect your hearing. I am not sponsored.
You know how tempting it would be to just put a Bernie Sanders right there and just move his lips right there with you. It's so tempting. So let's get into the real thing. And so let's get our hot take out of the way right now. Okay, let's get our hot take out of the way. So it was just announced just the other day that Disney and Sony are there's a little complication in the bedroom going on right now, and that complication is their Playboy with Spider-Man right now. So when the news first broke, I would say the initial thought was, "What the hell is Sony doing? What is Sony doing? Marvel's killing it. They've got the cinematic universe going on. It's like, Tom Holland's amazing. And they're going, you're screwing this up just like every other Spider-Man property. Every movie that you've ever gotten your hands on has been awful, aside from the Tom Holland movies. Pretty much, right?
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
But that was everyone's initial reaction. But now things are getting a little bit more brought to light.
Now they're a little spicier.
Now it's getting juicy, man. I can't wait because Marvel right now is saying, how much money did you guys make with Homecoming, and how much you make from was it a Far From Home? Far From Home,
yeah,
the newest one. They go, let's go 50-50 on that, baby. 50-50 on that. I think that's pretty fair. And Sony's like, no, absolutely not. Because the crazy part was with the one before this guy. What was it?
Oh,
Garrett.
No.
Whatever.
Oh, no.
They all look alike. Anyway.
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. Thank you very much. I was saying Garrett. Yeah. Andrew Garfield.
Who only had one good movie.
Who only had one. So this is the same.
He did have an Emma Stone, though.
I know. So
my favorite.
So with Garfield and that proposal that Marvel gave to Sony saying we should go 50-50 on this is what they pitched when Garfield was Spider-Man.
Right.
So and Sony said absolutely not, and then they go okay, and then they backed off, and then a big slap in the face. It's the same proposal.
Yeah, but the thing is that Sony was covering the production cost on that
Yeah.
Spider-Man movie. It's like, no, that's bull. That's total bull, because you can't ask them to cover the production cost and then not give them the money from the movie. It was 90-10 for a reason.
Yeah.
I guess
Sony was forking millions over.
So this is what's crazy is that so now Disney Marvel also has all the Fox properties and everything too. And, the only real big player that they don't have is Spider-Man. And I don't think there's going to be any dollar amount that they would shell out.
Funny enough, and this could have changed at some point, and if it did, you certainly didn't hear about it, but the Hulk is not owned by Marvel Disney. It's actually still owned by Universal. But for whatever reason, they have some cockamamie deal, and they're just allowed to use the Hulk. But it's why they put the Planet Hulk storyline inside of the Thor movie instead of giving Hulk
its own independent movie.
They're not allowed to make a standalone Hulk movie anymore. That's why he has to be in somebody else's movie every single time.
That actually makes sense.
Well, think about it too. You have if you go down to Universal Studios,
they still have all the Hulk stuff. They have the Hulk roller coaster. Yeah,
which is amazing.
It's
Universal has owned the rights to the Hulk since the 70s. Because they were the guys who made the Incredible Hulk show with Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
The original Hulk.
Dude, I met Lou Ferrigno a number of years back right there. The dude was jacked.
Yeah.
Still.
This is probably 2007, 2008.
Funny enough, I follow him on
jacked.
I follow him on Facebook, and he just showed himself completely shirtless the other day, just ripped, and he's 65.
Yeah, dude. He's the man.
Yeah.
But I guess it just goes to show, Disney, Marvel, what was it? They made 40% of revenue this year. At 40% of all movie sales was a Disney Marvel property.
Or just Disney.
Or just Disney.
In general.
What?
Yeah, 40 cents for every dollar that was generated in movies.
The top 5
Disney.
or 6 movies that have made $1 billion this year have all been Disney movies.
Just wait, we still have a Star Wars movie coming out this year too.
Yeah, and it's gonna do hundreds of millions. So, I guess my big question is, would Disney Marvel just buy the rights for Spider-Man would they literally go to Sony and it's like, listen, you know what, this is getting a little crazy right here. We'll give you $2 billion and that's it. We'll call it even. Do you think that's out of the realm of possibility?
Here's the thing.
$2 billion is nothing to Disney.
I saw a thing earlier,
Right.
and of course
that's crazy in its own right.
Of course, this is still an unsubstantiated rumor at this point. But this guy was going over a thing where supposedly a leaked deal had broken over the internet, and somebody was reporting on it already today, and they were saying it was going to be announced sometime this weekend during D23 because Marvel wants to get out in front and say, "Hey, yeah, no, we still have Spider-Man. We worked it out."
Because people are freaking out.
They had worked out some deal with Sony where it was like a 70-30 split money-wise.
Okay.
And then they were actually doing 50-50 on production.
Okay.
That would be a significant.
So, like, they said,
yeah.
we're going to do 50-50 on production now.
Okay.
So you're not doing the whole thing yourself anymore.
Okay.
We do a 50-50 thing. Tom Holland is still in it, and it's 7 movies now. So they're going to do another Spider-Man 3.
7 movies.
And then they're going to do another. And then
Tom Holland's the best Spider-Man they've
they're going to
ever
do.
put out.
by far.
They're going to do
By
another. They'll finish out the current storyline where he's in high school. Then they're going to do another trilogy where it's all about him in college.
Okay.
And then the last 2 are going to be Avengers movies.
Interesting.
Where, like, he has the significant role. He's now, like, the Iron Man.
Well, see, that's the big thing. This is why I think it's such a shock that it blindsided everyone. I thought it was a joke at first when I saw.
So did I. I
looked
looked at us. I was like, that's really funny.
Because I go, wait a minute, you just released the biggest Marvel movie ever. 10 plus years to make this happen.
And you also just released the biggest Spider-Man movie ever.
The biggest Spider-Man's in these movies in existence. And they go, we're going to end it. And you're like, that is insane.
A solo Spider-Man movie made $1 billion.
Yes. That is ludicrous. Considering, like...
Not Ludacris the rapper, though.
Luda. No, dude, like, I guess when you kind of think about it, I guess Spider-Man has just been such a taboo property. Because if you think of, like,
well, there's so many people who love Spider-Man and they want to see a good Spider-Man.
Well, we see Remy's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I guess to me, that's the original in my mind because it's very campy. It's very silly.
It is the original, aside from like
the first 2 of those movies were really good, though.
They're good, but
the problem is I can't watch them anymore.
If you watch them, they're very tongue in cheek, very campy, very silly. But that's what I think gives it kind of such a unique flavor.
Yeah,
is that it's not like super serious. And then I guess if you look at Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man,
it's like,
he's a real douchebag.
He's a douchebag, and it's like stuttering Parker now.
Yeah, like
he can't speak correctly.
He's not good. But then you get like Tom Holland, who's just kind of like just this very innocent guy.
He's the right age.
He's that right age. He's thrust into this situation right here, and it's like people instantly fell in love with him. And then Marvel, Disney going, you are basically going to be the new Iron Man. They are putting like a hefty amount of story into this Spider-Man character.
Well, and if you think about it, and yes, aside from several villains that we've already had in the cinematic universe, Spider-Man's villains are far and away the best of the villains in Marvel.
Dude, Mysterio.
I don't know about Mysterio, but
Mysterio.
A lot of his
I know what you're saying.
A lot of his other villains.
You're right. Electro. Jamie Foxx.
No, not
the
that
Jamie Foxx.
No, the other one
that was such an unceremonious Electro too.
It was terrible
with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's awful.
There was so much potential.
Like,
it was wasted.
Now that we finally
Rhino, that's in there for 3 seconds.
We got a good Vulture.
Yeah,
Michael
Keaton.
I would really like to see the Lizard done again, better this time, because they went too hard on like the original comic book look, and it was
silly.
really jarring.
Yeah,
and I was like, give him the snout and make him more animalistic.
Yeah,
please.
But could anyone pull off Green Goblin though as well as Willem Dafoe did? I actually genuinely love that Goblin.
That might be my
here's
favorite
the thing.
villain.
Mostly because Willem Dafoe is basically a psychopath.
He is.
And
he's got that smile.
Here's the thing with the Green Goblin. I don't ever want to see him in a movie again. I really don't like the Green Goblin. After watching all of those movies and having Green Goblin forced down our throat through 2 Spider-Men, we're done. No more Goblin. We don't need him.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
You don't want James Franco to just
no.
Shove
Keep James Franco away from this franchise.
as he jams smoke pumpkins down your throat.
No.
Okay.
No. If you're gonna do anything, do the Hobgoblin and have it be a slap in the
Franco
face.
shoving down my throat.
It's getting hot in here.
Under the collar. No. I'm
nice.
invested to see this get resolved because they were leading up to a potentially really good thing going on.
You know they're gonna bring the Green Goblin back if they're putting that many movies in. You know it's gonna happen, right?
Well, and I didn't finish my initial investigation thing either.
Oh man, deep dive.
There's even more going on.
Tyler with the deep dive. Go ahead, man.
What else they were also saying is
supposedly they might have Venom in.
Yeah, they were saying Venom's rights go to Marvel, so Venom is automatically shifted into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which means
so down.
You automatically get Tom Holland fighting Venom.
Oh my god!
In the next Spider-Man movie.
Well, I think after the success of Venom, everyone just naturally assumed that was going to happen.
Because they were like, "Oh, this movie's going to be terrible," and then when it did $600 million
let's get this out
of
of the way. It is terrible. I've watched it twice.
I actually liked it. I was like, "This is a fun, campy dub movie, and I love it."
But that was the point of kind of like Venom. It's like I think it was dumb, but again, in the same right as Sam Raimi's Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. It's like if you go into it like thinking like that type of Spider-Man
I went
Venom
into it thinking, you know what, it's gonna be what it is, and I was like, you know what, I liked it. The violence, it was funny, good. But then at the end, when they started teasing a Carnage, I was like, oh, this is going to be sadistic.
Woody Harrelson, oh my god.
Woody Harrelson is Cleese cast.
Oh my god.
Speaking of Woody Harrelson, them finally announcing Zombieland 2.
Yes! Zombieland 2.
Oh, I'm excited.
Hang on, before we switch, one last thing.
Yeah.
They said if...
Would it be like Jackie Chan uncle right there? One more thing.
One more thing. Thank you. Great reference.
Sick reference.
Love that show.
Dude, by the way, you can like watch them like anywhere online. They're awesome.
Yeah.
I rewatched it like a year ago. Awesome.
Yeah. 5 seasons that show had.
Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah,
99 episodes that show had.
I loved that show.
Oh, yeah. It was great. Anyway.
I don't know what they were selling, but I liked it.
The deal they cooked up with Sony, supposedly, if this all is true or not, says if Sony is bought by some other entity at any time, Spider-Man automatically reverts back to Marvel, no matter what. So if somebody says we're gonna buy Sony, so you can't use Spider-Man, Spider-Man's rights already go right back to Marvel.
That's interesting.
If this is all to be believed, and that something is gonna be announced tomorrow, saying, "Hey, we got Spider-Man," again.
The only way you play that dangerous game is for Marvel to buy Sony. Checkmate.
Checkmate. We bought them, and we were going to get them anyway.
Disney would own PlayStation.
I don't want.
Wouldn't that be terrifying?
I don't want that.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah. No. Stay away from my PlayStation.
Stay away from my console exclusives, you jerks.
I don't like it.
So we're hopefully getting some new Spider-Man. And then nostalgia hitting us with Zombieland 2.
Oh my god, yes.
That comes out in 2 months.
Is it that soon?
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's see.
No, they said they were starting production on it last year.
Yeah, it's done. It's ready to go. It comes out in October. It comes out like middle or end of October. You've got...
Oh my god.
I saw the first trailer for that. Do you know how hard my nipples were?
Yes.
Very.
Cut diamonds with those.
I think people are underestimating... you guys realize it comes out in 3 weeks.
Oh, dude, I'm
Is
excited.
it 3 weeks? Oh my god.
It comes out...
Oh my goodness.
Actually...
Spoopy. That was a spoopy sneeze.
Hang on, let me look that up. It might be next week.
Hi, Georgie.
I watched the trailer of it, chapter 2, and I was like, this is going to be awesome.
I saw, so there's the part where he's like pressing through that glass window, and I just saw someone turned that into a meme, and it says Spirit Halloween seeing a closed store.
I saw that. That's so good.
Oh, Spirit Halloween. Never
2 weeks.
Change.
2 weeks and it comes out.
I still think my
Are
favorite.
we going?
Of course we're
We're
going.
going, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Still think my favorite thing ever for it is when he has the arm right there and he's just
ripping the kid's arm off, and you're just like, oh my gosh,
I love it.
This ain't your grandma's.
So I guess going back to Disney right there, D23. So what are our predictions? What are we going to see?
Well, supposedly they dropped the trailer for The Mandalorian, which I don't care about at all.
Really?
No, I'm not interested. It
At
doesn't.
all?
No, none. I have no interest.
What is the Mandalorian?
It's
Star Wars, but it's their show. It's the only thing that's currently going to be available as new content
On
when
Disney
the Disney Plus launches. It's the only show.
It's not going to be Boba Fett.
It's not Boba Fett, which I was like, okay, so if it's not Boba Fett, then why are we doing this?
If it's not Boba Fett, then why should we care?
That's
the
what I'm saying.
That's the
don't
only canon Mandalorian that anyone's going to give a crap about.
Exactly, and they're like, well, what about the guys from the Clone Wars? I was like, but you already said it's not anybody that we know from the Clone Wars, so again, why are we wasting our time doing this? No one cares.
It's the visual appeal. It looks like Boba Fett, so you're kind of like, ooh,
this is gonna be really interesting. And then they were like, it's gonna be dark and weird. And someone was like, what's more dark and weird than the dark side? Give us a thing on the Sith Lords, you idiots.
Yeah, like go through the storyline of Knights.
Well, they're gonna do that in movies.
they'll do that.
Oh, are they?
So that's the
Don't spoil anything. There's been a lot of like spoilerish things kind of going right there, and I've been trying to stay away from it because I don't want to get Star Wars spoiled because I know it's gonna be great.
My cousin tagged me in something today, and I still have yet to.
It wasn't a castle. I know that's your job.
Yeah, that's I tag people in castles. Anyway, he tagged me in a thing today and I still have to look this up and see if it's true or not, but. He said that Disney Plus is going to be making a Darth Maul show.
That would be awesome.
I would watch that religiously.
And then I was like, I'll only do it in one way. If they did what they did for Solo, which I did not watch. I watched half of the movie and I gave up. But I know that they did the Darth Maul cameo at the end. And they did it the smart way. They brought back the guy who originally played him, Ray Park.
Yep.
And then they had the guy who voices Darth Maul in the video games and in the Clone Wars do the voice.
Yeah.
And they just had Ray sync it up.
Oh, tight.
And that's the only way that I would do that because it works so well. Because Ray's even said, he's like, I'm not a voice actor. It's not what I do. I'm a visual person. That's why all the movies I'm in, I don't talk very much.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
They'll like randomly have him at like D23 stuff or like or even like cons and stuff like that, and he's just
and
oh my god, it's so cool.
Even the stuff from like 1999 where they would have like commercials where Darth Maul was talking, that was somebody else.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that. He was never talking except when in the actual movie.
Do it. Was it that part?
No,
that's
Ian McDiarmid.
Yeah,
as in Palpatine.
I know. It was a joke.
Well, we don't take that shit super seriously.
That was Christopher Lee, and he was in there,
and he was like, "I am Saruman." Oh, wrong movie.
By the way, when that movie came out, he was like already like late 80s. He was already like in his 80s.
He was in his 70s. He died in his late 80s.
No, he died like at 94.
Well, no, it was still like 15 years ago. So
do it.
He was in his late 70s. He was a spry 70-year-old.
I needed a base on that. I needed more base. Do it.
So Mandalorian. Obviously, they're going to show Star Wars stuff.
They might drop another trailer. They might not.
They'd be insane not to. I mean, what trailers have we had?
Just the one that shows nothing.
Yeah.
Other than the Palpatine.
Yeah.
Palpatine laugh.
And then everyone was like, I'll give it a chance. And then if they show the second one and there's no Palpatine, I was like, I revoke my chance.
I was going to say, if they show a second trailer and there is the slightest glimpse of Palpatine right there,
they will get butts in seats.
People are just going to go wild. They're going to go wild.
Supposedly Kylo Ren is doing some weird thing with Darth Vader's helmet because they showed some footage. And he has the helmet. And people are like, what's he doing with that helmet? I was like, probably
himself off with
like, he's probably
Well, it's got that special suction, function right there, which makes sense.
I was like,
what that
was?
I was like, you're probably reading into it too much, and it has nothing to do with anything. Because as we know, Star Wars likes to subvert everybody's expectations now. So Nothing means anything.
Here's the thing. I think they're taking a very concentrated look at how this movie is going to be executed, just because of the backlash from Rian Johnson's Last Jedi.
Yeah.
They're going to. I mean, right? Because it's like we can only get away with one relatively bad movie. 2, we can forget about another trilogy.
Yeah. And those 2 trilogies are still planned, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Other 2 trilogies that are supposed to be being made and coming out at some point.
The ones that they're going to take a little break.
We're gonna take a little. We're gonna take a little break.
Stop it! You're gonna make
and the
me
guys
yawn.
from Game of Thrones.
I've been up since 5:30, man.
The guys from Game of Thrones are still gonna make their terrible Star Wars movies.
Who gives a crap?
And then Rian Johnson's still making his movies on 2.
I think they have a bigger problem with D&D with Weiss and Benioff making a Star Wars than they would of a bad Star Wars movie.
They'll be like, all right, the first one's going to be great. We're going to give up halfway through the second one, and the third one's going to be crap.
Bold strategy, D&D.
Just like Game of Thrones. We'll give you one good movie.
It's funny. it's funny. I think enough time has passed from Game of Thrones. I can honestly say I don't even care of watching the early seasons of Game of Thrones now because I know how it ends. And I didn't think I was going to be one of those guys. I totally am. I haven't even given a thought of watching Game of Thrones again.
I still don't own season 3, or is it season 2? And I was like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. You know, more often than not with me, with a show.
If your show has a crappy ending, then why care?
Right. Like, I made it through Dexter. When I finally made it through Dexter, I was like, wow, what a shit ending.
See, I had the opposite reaction. Somebody told me what happened at the end, and I never started it, so I never watched it.
Oh, it's so good through most
and
of
everybody,
through most of it.
And everybody's like, oh, you should really watch it. It's really good. And I was like,
oh,
yeah, but I know about
caught.
the ending.
Oh, he's going to get caught. And it never does.
I was like, if
Until
you
he
want to
gets
watch
caught.
a serial killer show, watch Hannibal,
That's true.
the TV show, because that is a really messed up show.
So speaking of ingesting things that make you want to vomit, what is with this hard seltzer craze going on right now? So you got
it's a
you
fad
got
like
White
everything
Claw,
else.
you got Truly, you got Natty Light with their Natural Light with all their stuff. What is it? Bud Light is coming out with one.
Bud Light's coming out with one. Other major
Four
beer
Locos coming out with one.
Four Loko, and everyone's like, Four Loko's gonna kill us, but then Natural Light, you're like, nah, here's your 19% seltzer. And I was like, that's going to kill people.
So just to not show it on the camera, I have one right here that I have been drinking, and they're enjoyable, they're refreshing. It's not like drinking.
I think I had
stronger
one at a
alcoholic
house
beverage.
party at Joe's like 6 months ago, and I
don't
don't know
like
what brand
seltzer.
it was, but I didn't like it, and I immediately threw it out.
I don't like seltzer in any form.
Well,
I can't do it.
So
I don't like seltzer either.
I think the big thing for a lot of people is that we're on this health craze.
So everyone's like, well, more seltzer, less beer.
Well, not even that. It's like, do you want to feel good and get the alcohol going, but you don't want all those nasty carbs and sugars right there?
There is a point to that.
Yeah.
Which is why everyone's doing it.
Less than 100 calories, and there's less than 1 gram of sugar right there. You know, less than 2 grams of carbs.
Meanwhile, me with
So
my
I can drink
fridge full
15 of
beer.
them in a night. That's not what we said. I'll just drink 15 of them in a night. It's okay. You sure you don't want to drink like a beer? No, it's okay. This is healthy.
Bryant with 4 boxes later. He's like, so I drank 4 boxes of White Claws, and I still don't feel anything.
It's like they're 5% alcohol, so you know they're not.
5%? That's not.
It's a soft drink essentially.
It's basically a Bud
Actually,
Light.
up until like 2005, I think you could get what was it in Russia? Like
2011.
It wasn't considered a soft drink unless it was above like 10% alcohol or something like that.
Oh, those Russians.
So like to me, I they're enjoyable.
Yeah.
They sell well. They sell like crazy. So we sell these.
yeah.
We sell these at our club right here, and people just go crazy for them. And they're like $6 for one that they sell them right here.
I was at Meijer the other day. 4-pack was on sale for like $6.99.
Yes. I bought
They had a whole pallet of them.
I
was
bought
like,
a 12
over the
pack
world.
and it was $14.
No, it's not. It's not taking over the world. You know why it's not taking over the world?
'Cause it's a
just
fad.
like you said.
It's
Yeah,
a fad.
it's a fad.
It's taking over the world right now.
Until people get tired of it, and then they move on to the next thing, or they just go back to getting blasted with
whatever.
with whatever
That 32 pack of
tequila.
Although I
Natty
did
Light.
hear that there's a pumpkin spice flavor coming out this fall.
I would believe it. PSL's coming at you.
Yup.
Pumpkin spice latte.
Everyone's gonna have a pumpkin spice flavor.
I do like a nice pumpkin spice latte.
I do too.
Dude, I'm down to my last summer candle.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Down to
what
my
that
last
means?
Summer candle. I've got the pumpkin ones lined up.
That means that
they're
fall
in my
one.
closet. They're coming.
Yeah.
They're coming. Football season's a week away.
See,
from
we
tomorrow.
Literally
See,
watching the Cleveland Browns get their buttholes destroyed
See-
before we started this.
See, we were...
What else is new?
See, we...
Brian can't get mad at me until we're not
we jumped
together.
ahead at our house. We already have the Christmas candle going.
Oh,
We've had it going
no,
all
no,
summer.
No. We're never talking about Christmas ever. It makes me want to die
Do you want me
Christmas.
to be sad?
Yes.
because that's how you get me sad.
That's how you get me sad.
Do you want a dead Corey?
So we're Blackcraft. Blackcraft, why haven't you emailed me back?
They don't like you.
Love me.
just keep hitting them. In response to my previous email,
As per my last
as
email.
per my last request,
I would like to quote the band Def Leppard. Give me all of your lovin'. Every bit of it.
Stares at the camera. Oh boy.
Please.
just like in the great movie Bruce Almighty, I like to do da cha cha. Yeah, there you go.
I
Yes.
like a do da cha cha.
Well.
I'm sorry, I think we're having technical difficulties.
Well, guys, we're at 56 minutes.
We are?
I love we can literally talk about nothing for an hour. That's what's so great about doing a podcast. It's like we could be very philosophical and really kind of, like really go into the deep things, or we could just talk about Whiteclaws and Trulies and hard seltzer and D23 and
I'm
we go.
waiting for a shark puppet video on Whiteclaws.
Oh, it's coming, man.
Yeah.
It's coming. Yeah.
Well, hey, we're back to our normal crap, unlike last week.
when we were sad.
Oh, did you watch it? You should watch it.
Definitely watch it. I'd gotten some good feedback on it. It was I think it was well that we did that. I think it was, I wouldn't say enjoyable, but it was something that I think that
Brave.
and it was something that I think we can all kind of take from, and it was good.
It was therapeutic,
Yeah.
even if it sucked.
It did.
There's
suck to
something
do.
beautiful about therapy. Sometimes it does have to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's how you keep on pressing forward, man.
Yup.
But should we draw it to a close now?
Sure. Any last closing remarks before we
Oh God. Be
Anything
less judgmental about the music people listen to. That's what I have to say. Going back to my little rant earlier. Be less judgmental about everything, honestly. Just stop being so damn judgmental towards other people. Let people enjoy things.
I think it's fair.
Spooky season's coming up.
Yes.
I love spooky season.
Love spooky season. Halloween parties are the
Hell yeah.
Check on your friends. Can't say that enough.
Mm-hmm.
Check on your friends.
On that same thing, for my little hot take here at the end, check on your friends, because if you're drinking 15 White Claws a night, they're not doing okay.
Yeah,
Okay, no one has gotten through life saying, I've been chugging 4 Locos every night for a week, and life is going great.
Yeah.
If someone has grabbed a Four Loko to drink, that's when you're like, dude, are you okay?
That's when you say, okay,
A
we're going to put
singular
this back.
Four Loko.
We're going to put this back, and you're going to talk to me.
Did I tell you about the first time I ever played Pong?
No.
It was
boy.
Four Loko Pong.
Oh, boy. No.
It was Joe's fault.
No. Joe's a bad man.
And
Joe, if you're listening to
That
this.
sounds awful.
and our friend Brad wound up on the floor drunk, like just literally ruffling all over his floor.
I had to explain also to a 19-year-old what raffling was the other day.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah. Didn't know what raffling was.
These kids.
Wow, way to make me feel old.
That's dude.
no, it
you
really
have
made
no
me
idea.
feel old.
Yeah, what's that?
Babysitting a 2-year-old.
Oh yeah.
That'll do it.
Watching
That'll
a
make-
2-year-old.
That'll do it.
You know what made me feel old right there? I had to explain to someone that wasn't alive what happened on September 11th.
Oh,
Because they were not alive then.
now I'm old.
Someone that I work with, which is the worst part of that.
Oh my.
I was 10.
We were 10.
You remember stuff when you're 10.
Oh no, I remember.
No, we
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
And it
remember-
goes,
you're very aware
it goes
of
back
what goes
to
on.
it goes back to the thing. They're like, why are millennials sad and mad all the time? I was like, I don't know. Probably because when we were 10, we saw 2,000 people die on live TV. So
things just never really got better.
Well,
Yeah.
the crazy part about, okay, now we're really getting off the rails, but that's okay. So, like, the crazy part is, like, with September 11th, it's like, for at least my school, we're going to watch the news and watch this the entire day in school. Like, nowadays, they're kind of like, oh, let's put on a movie. You know, like, it's
they put it on TV
very
for-
different mentality.
they put it on TV for a bit at my school, and then they just went ahead and let everybody go home.
But see, like, stuff like that nowadays, people are very, like, if we turn a blind eye, you know, we can't,
didn't
it
happen.
won't affect them.
Yeah.
And it's like, you need these things to happen. And you need people to be exposed to it, because these are the things that happen in our world right here. And these, you know, you need for them to understand what happens in the world, and from them to create an opinion and make a stance of saying, you know what, I'm going to try to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
They might not physically be able to change the world by themselves, but if enough people see the things that happen in this world, then together they can make a change. And I think that's more impactful than just turning a blind eye saying, oh, just don't look at that. It's awful stuff.
Yep.
This is why we need Bernard Sanders.
You're right.
Is he going to go as Bernard? Oh, my God.
Hey, sometimes you hear him be addressed as Bernard Sanders.
Dude, I listened to him on Joe Rogan's podcast. He was on the other day.
Oh yeah, I've
Did you?
watched it.
Oh my
yeah,
God, is
really
it good?
really insightful. It's a lot better to listen to him explain his positions in long form.
Yeah, as opposed to like having 15 seconds
Now,
to explain stuff.
granted, I've brought it up before on podcast that that I do support Bernie Sanders, and that is my opinion. I be respectful to that. If you are respectful, I'll be respectful to you if you're respectful to me. Anyway.
Anyway, die to fire.
Fuck off. Damn it, I'm sorry.
That's good.
Man, I got to the end without dropping an F.
Oh, hi, dog.
But you know, it in like the debate format, and they mentioned this in the podcast. You know, they really have to go for the sound bite. It's really quick. But if you listen to him explain it in long form, it's a lot better because he gets to articulate it better. Now, someone like me, being a supporter, I've followed his positions for a long time, so I know them. But
someone that just calls him a socialist and all this other stuff is not going to understand his platform or what his stance on things and how he can actually implement something. I think that's what a lot of people kind of talk about when they think of Bernie Sanders. They're like, well, where's all that money going to come from, Bernie?
Well,
where's all? And he
explained
goes, if you listen to him, he tells you exactly where that money's going to come from.
Wall Street transaction tax. It's going to make a lot of people not happy, but it's, and I think an economist actually took to it and explained it. It's just like, actually, this is exactly what you need to do. I was just like, oh my God.
You heard it.
Dotson.
You said Dotson. See, nobody cares.
I do not endorse Jurassic Park. Neither do I.
And I'm the one who built it.
Love that movie.
That's a great
by the
movie.
way.
Not the Chris Pratt one, but the
Never saw it.
it's
Didn't care to.
terrible. So,
Especially that second one.
well, I think this is about the time that we draw to a close. I want to thank everyone.
God, we went political right at the freaking end.
I know we
Right-
sometimes can't do it, but hey, you know what? If people stuck with us the entire time, they got everything. Okay, they got everything. Some would even say that their ears had a gasm. So thank you to our sponsor, Eargasm, for supporting the show. I want to thank my guests out here. I'd be the host. You guys would be the guest.
We'd be the co-host.
Co-host.
Because this is our channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can always be a guest. You're a guest in my heart. How about that? I want to thank
He
Corey
doesn't
and
love
Tyler.
you all the time.
I want to thank Corey and Tyler for dealing with our insanity.
I don't know much.
Look at me. I'm a talking head on the internet.
Okay. I swear to God, we're gonna close. Everyone, bear with me. But if you have a second, please go on Google and listen to the Aaron Neville's "Oh Holy Night." I play it every year on New Year's Eve, and it is the best thing you ever. He's like, "Holy night, it is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh boy,
it's so great. So again, thank my co-hosts. I want to thank everyone for watching, listening. Please download, check all of our other podcasts. I guess we've got 4 episodes now. Man, we're
5.
Well, this is now 5,
yeah.
but 4 more.
Yeah.
So this is very exciting. Check out podcast. Thank you on any of that other stuff too. Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, anywhere you consume your podcast. Check us out on YouTube. Cauldron of Weird. Check out a merch store, and then check out us on the Stow, and then check us out on Twitch. Bryant, who does the gaming channel, twitch.tv/ragtime roast beef. Corey's is twitch.tv/ Cauldron of Weird.
All one word.
We'll maybe get on Mixer or something like that, because apparently no one listens to nobody watches Twitch anymore.
Yeah.
Ever since Ninja went to Mixer.
You know,
we'll have to mix up the game a little bit here.
I'll stick to Twitch.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to be associated with Ninja. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. So, all right.
Didn't he get in trouble for something recently?
He always gets in trouble for stuff.
Okay.
When isn't he in trouble?
Whatever.
We'll see everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
See you
Bye-bye.
next one. Bye.